Dr. Naftali Fish. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and hypnotherapist, working in Jerusalem for the past 30 years. This is a very important conference that is taking place where professionals and rabbis and interested people are able to talk openly about the unpleasant reality of violence within the Jewish family. It could be emotional violence or physical violence, and the era of denial has been broken. And people are here to talk about the problem openly and try to learn how to deal with it and prevent it. When we're talking about violence within the family, it's important to deal with it as soon as possible. I remember a referral that I received about a year ago from a couple where both came from very good families and were very happy to get married, and yet the wife discovered, surprisingly to her dismay, that her husband was a control freak, and also within the first month of marriage was already being violent towards her. And she did the right thing in telling a Rebbitzin who she was close to, who referred her and the couple to me, and the treatment started at that point. So it's crucial to deal with it then, and not 8 years later have to run to a miklat for women and have not talked about it with anybody until that point. If we're talking about violence, if we're all talking about addictions, which I'm an expert in that, there's still that fear that it will be detrimental to the family's name. As you mentioned, we can't ignore that in the shidduch process, everyone is trying to find what might be the problems of the other family. But today we see more and more that there's greater awareness that ultimately the problem has to be dealt with openly, and less concern about what other people might think. As part of my professional development and I would say life goal, my interest was to develop a professional Torah-based approach to psychotherapy and hypnotherapy. The book Nachat Ruach shows how a professional person can join a religious family and represent Torah values and faith in a way that's compatible with professional techniques and professional standards. And the book gives many examples of how to do this. When a person is dealing with anger, to do a 5-minute meditation where he closes his eyes and takes deep breaths and finds himself being more relaxed, and reminds himself that this is really not what he wants to do, and he could even ask for help from Hashem while in a meditative state, and it's very, very helpful.